good, planty peeps? My name is Lily, and welcome to Peace Lily Plants. Today I'm coming at you just having had a hair appointment, and if you're a girl, or maybe if you're a guy too, then you'll know that the day you get your hair done, you feel like $1,000,000. So of course I was like, what video can I film today with my new hair? And I was like, I haven't done a collection video in a long time. The last time I did a Scindapsus collection video was definitely over a year ago. I've got a couple more, and some of them that were in that first video have grown. So can't wait to show you some updates. And don't mind the fact that I probably have dye on my face. I know that I have a little dot of it under my earring here. Stuff happens when you're getting your hair done. So before we dive right into it, please go ahead and like this video if you feel like it. And subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Just gushing about our plant babies. So first up, just jumping right to the best, not the best, just jumping right into the juiciest stuff, I guess. Here is my newest Scindapsus. Maybe back up a little bit. This is my Scindapsus tattoo, and you can see that the foliage patterning is sort of similar to a silver splash, but a bit different too. It's got that painterly look, much like the silver splash, but I don't know how to put it into words, but you will see a silver splash a little later, and you will see there's definitely a distinction. So absolutely loving this plant, and it's been pretty easy to care for and not too finicky about lighting and watering. And look, very exciting, I cut a little bit off the end to give a piece to my friend Joey, and now it is putting off this new stalk or this new leaf. We shall see. It looks like it's a leaf that's going to unfurl right there. So I'm so excited to see what that looks like. Here's another newish one. I don't believe I had this one in my other video. This is my Jade Satin Scindapsus. Don't mind the yellow leaf here. One thing you'll probably notice with almost all of my Scindapsus is that with every species, when the leaves are dying, they turn a pretty specific looking yellow color. Maybe I didn't explain that too well, but you'll see what I mean. Basically, all of my Scindapsus plants have these leaves that turn yellow bit by bit, and if I don't cut them off, eventually they turn all yellow. Not sure why. It seems to happen even when the plant is perfectly healthy. So I think it's normal. Just the life cycle, I guess. So very interesting Scindapsus. It's all green, doesn't have any silver, but it definitely still has that paisley shape, that Scindapsus look to it, if you know what I mean. And it is a very slow grower. So maybe not the most rewarding Scindapsus, because all of my other ones are actively growing right now, and this one is not. But it is a cute little fixture in my collection, and I adore it. So I think now we'll be getting into stuff that is not new to my collection, but from the last video to this video, things have definitely grown and changed. This one here is a Scindapsus No ID. It looks pretty similar to Exotica and Silver Splash, but this dark deep green vein going down the middle of the leaves is more distinct than with the Exotica. This one is called, I swear I know all my plant names, and then when I'm filming they just go right out the window. I think Silver Hero, and you see I had propagated a little piece off at the end, which I had just put in the pot a few days ago, and it didn't grow for a very long time, so these aren't the fastest growers either. But finally after several months, it put off this new vine and this new leaf. So I'm excited that both of the species in this pot are growing. I think they look great together, and it's just a really cute plant in general. So at the time that I bought that Scindapsus no ID that is in that mixed pot I just showed you, I actually had bought 2 specimens of it, and I am suspecting that perhaps this plant is root bound. I'm not sure. It's flopping over a lot, and when I water it, the water just flows right out of the bottom, which is a sign of being root bound. So may need to check this out and see what's going on. But it did put off this leaf most recently, and just like the other specimen, it's really a cool looking plant. Love that foliage. Love that dark deep green vein down the middle. That is just stunning to me. This is my Scindapsus Silver Splash, and don't mind the fact that some of these leaves are starting to yellow and definitely need to be cut off. Like I said a minute ago, you will notice all Scindapsus do this weird thing of leaves turning yellow and eventually turning completely yellow and looking very ugly. But again, seems to be normal. It seems to be perfectly fine. This plant I had, and then my friend Kelly's Hoya, she mentioned in a video that she had some extra cuttings of this because she had a huge specimen. I asked her if she wouldn't mind giving me some, and I added them into this pot a few months ago. And at first, it looked pretty janky. I feel like when you first pot up new cuttings in a existing pot, it looks kind of funny. But then as things grow together and everything starts to mesh, it looks so good. And I just love having a full pot of this beautiful Silver Splash. And of course, the foliage looking similar-ish to the tattoo and to the no ID, but definitely having that painterly look. Here we've got a classic Scindapsus exotica, and oh my goodness, just like with the Silver Splash, I love having a big, full, luscious pot of this. It is just so beautiful, and those huge leaves, and that foliage, that patterning that looks similar to the no ID, but not as prominent on that dark, deep green vein going down the leaf. You guys, if only you could see the outtakes. Saying that phrase, dark, deep green, has thrown me off so many times, and I don't know why. Loving this. It's not a fast grower for me personally, because it has looked like this for about 1 to 2 years, and I don't know how people have huge trailing pots of Scindapsus exotica, so let me know how I can make that happen. But, you know, that's not like a deal breaker for me. I still think it's a really amazing plant, and I really haven't been talking about this throughout the video. I mentioned it with the tattoo, but haven't said this since. But none of these varieties that I'm showing you, none of them have been very finicky on watering and sun. They can deal with a little more sun. They can deal with a little less sun. Not total darkness or bright, bright light, but you know what I mean. They're kind of flexible. And they're pretty tolerant on the watering too. And a lot of them, the leaves will curl up and show you when it gets super thirsty. Although, with a lot of them, you may not want to wait till that point, because then the leaves will really start yellowing. This is my Scindapsus Pictus argyrius. It's grown quite a lot. Got some yellow leaves, but oh well. Overall, just a very simple, easy, common, yet gorgeous plant. This, out of all the ones that I'm talking about today, is definitely the easiest to find and the cheapest. It may be the most controversial because some people say they struggle with this and it can get a lot of runners on it, like you see even at the end here. the leaves are really starting to be spaced out from each other. So if you don't like that, then you're going to be wanting to trim this plant a lot to encourage it to grow more from the base. But I will say that with the Argyrius, the silver dots on each leaf are uniform. From one leaf to the next, they all basically look exactly the same. The last one that I have to show you today is called Scindapsus silveriana. Scindapsus pictus silveriana. Had a moment there. It is very similar to the Argyrius in that the leaves are a bit smaller as compared to a lot of the other Scindapsus varieties that I showed you. The only difference is that on this one, the silver is different on every leaf. So you can see that some leaves have more silver and some hardly have any at all, looking more like a tiny version of the jade satin. So this is a very interesting plant, I think, because you never know how much silver or how much green a leaf is going to have, and that's just fun, right? Sorry, I look like I have Tourette's. Trying to get my bangs out of my eyes here. I need some hairspray. As with the silver splash, I had a plant, and then Achilles Hoya mentioned that she had a bunch of cuttings that she could give away. I asked her if she would send me some, added them to the pot, etc., etc. And here we are now, and I'm very happy with how she's growing and what she looks like. Very adorable plant. Hey guys, I realized afterwards that I forgot one. Scindapsus tribia moonlight. This is a very pretty plant. Has a bit of a different look from the other Scindapsus. It looks more like a silver sword philodendron to me. Mine did not grow for a while, but I started watering it more and it's growing more, so I think it was just thirstier than I thought. And other Scindapsus, the leaves curl and let you know when it wants water, but this one, at least in my experience, not so much. Now that I've kind of worked out my issues with it, I like this plant more than I used to. Are you guys sick to death of me calling everything cute, beautiful, and or adorable yet? Well, don't worry, because we're at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching to this point. If you're having a great day today, let me know what Scindapsus varieties you think I should get, or some that you have that I don't have, or do you love Scindapsus too? You know, anything like that. Thank you for watching, and one more thing, wherever you are and whatever your circumstances, bloom where you are planted, honey. See you in the next one. Bye.